long range, we consider to be far enough away from your opponent that you're safe unless they have a ranged weapon. In this video, we're going to cover the advantages and disadvantages of long range and how to safely change your distance. The main advantage of being at long range is that the attacker can't reach you unless they move or they have a weapon. If you already have an escape planned out, this can be a safe position to execute it from. You just have to be aware of where your exits are and any obstacles you can use to your advantage. One way to hone these skills is with a fun game of tag. For example, we set up a couple of heavy bags in the dojo to use as obstacles. We're going to start at opposite corners of the dojo with the obstacles in between us. The goal is for the person who's it to tag their partner. The defender should maintain the distance between them and use the obstacles to prevent the tag for as long as they can. You can adjust the challenge by changing some of the parameters of the game. For instance, you can change the position of the person who's it. You can start with the attacker in between the obstacles, making it more difficult to access them. Even more challenging would be to start with both people on the same side of the obstacles. Now the defender has to figure out how to get to them. At this point, you could also require the tagger to make 2 tags. That could be either 2 separate tags or both hands at the same time. You could also throw a couple of dodgeballs into the game, giving a win scenario to the defender. Another win scenario could be allowing the defender to touch a base or a door. Go ahead and play around with the parameters of the exercise and come up with your own scenarios. Leave a comment down below about what variations you came up with. Another major advantage for being at long range is being able to draw your self-defense tool before the attacker can reach you. There are a couple of things that you can train to make accessing your self-defense weapon safer. One thing you should be training is simply drawing the weapon. How fast can you get it out and into the fight? It's also important to train your draw to be visually quiet so that the attacker doesn't see you go for the weapon. Weapon placement is also a major factor in the efficiency of the draw. For instance, while side carrying a weapon could be convenient, the movement to grab it is very obvious. Whereas carrying the weapon in front of you, like in a neck carry or appendix carry, makes the movement more natural to draw it. You can also use obstacles to help you hide the draw, or just wait your turn until they're distracted. One of the problems with long range is closing the distance to deal with the threat. Because of the space between you, the attacker has more time to react. This can be especially dangerous if they have a weapon. However, there are some tactics that you can use to make that distance change safer. Like we said earlier, you can always use obstacles or distractions to help you change the distance. One of the biggest factors, though, is going to be in your footwork. One option could be just charging straight in. Especially if you have the size and intimidation factor, that could be a successful option. The problem is, if the attacker's ready, you could be charging right into an ambush. Another tactic would be to change angle and even level as you're closing the distance. This is commonly referred to as the serpentine pattern. Mike Tyson, being a relatively short heavyweight fighter, was famous for using this tactic. The footwork for serpentine pattern feels a lot like ice skating. Imagine moving forward in a V pattern. When moving to the left, you're going to lead with the left side of your body and push with your right foot. When you're moving to the right, you're going to lead with the right side of your body and push with the left foot. Practice going back and forth until the footwork becomes comfortable. Remember to keep your hands in a guarding position. When the footwork becomes comfortable, start adding strikes between each one of your steps. Another good strategy would be using striking to distract the opponent while you close the distance. First using kicks at medium range, then following up with punches to get into close range. If you're familiar with each of these tactics, you can combine them and increase your chance of success. Each range has its advantages and its disadvantages. That's what we'll be focusing on in this series. So make sure you're subscribed and that you like this video. That way you're updated when we release the next episode. As with any skill, it takes practice and proper training to get good at it. So make sure you look for a good school in your area. If you're in Southern Oregon, contact us for our locations and times. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, like it and make sure to share that with a friend. Click the subscribe button and then hit that notification bell so you can catch our next exciting video.